Welcome back to Going Walkabout. We're back in England. Christmas is in the air. Days grow shorter. My shadow becomes my walking companion, giving me a silhouette I could only dream of. Lovely pillowy flakes of snow drift down, signaling winter is coming. Hunkered down in our small cottage, I have time to reflect on our potential move to France and share the truth about our current state of mind after our 2-month stay in Occitanie.
Greetings! If you're new to the channel, I'm Susan Steele, and with my husband, we sold everything 4 years ago, looking for a new home. We had narrowed our worldwide search down to 2 countries that we really like, and that's England and France. We recently just spent 2 months in Occitanie, France, and now we're back in Berkshire, England. As we had spent the full 2 months house hunting in Occitanie, and now been back in England for a few weeks, it's taken us some time to process everything we saw and how we feel about moving and what maybe our higher level thoughts are on the whole process. Someone once said, remove yourself from a situation to see it more clearly. And we've done that. And now being back in Berkshire, we have sort of 5 buckets of thoughts on our time in France in house hunting and things that we feel that we're going to have to think about further. In all fairness, the trip was always meant as a scouting expedition. We were hoping to find that dream home, but it didn't happen in this particular trip. But now we do have some more solidified views on what we should be looking for as we move forward in this process. So we have 5 buckets. Let's start with the number 1 bucket, and that is location. We had chosen to start our house hunting in Occitanie, and we're glad we did. We really liked it, and I actually did a video on it, which you can view here, and I will leave the link below as well. And while we really like Occitanie, we do feel like we should be exploring a few more areas before we make a decision on a house and an area that we're going to reside in permanently. We've decided on our next trip, which will be early in the year in 2026, that we will be looking at Nouvelle-Aquitaine, and that is adjacent to Occitanie, and also a place that has many of the same features that Occitanie has, as far as a coastline, which is the Atlantic. It's close to Spain. So we're looking forward to now maybe doing some house hunting in that area as well, just to make sure we're picking the right area. The number 2 bucket is villages, and there are literally hundreds of villages in Occitanie, and I have a feeling there'll be hundreds in the adjacent province as well. With that said, the villages can be quite small. So small, in fact, that they don't even have a tabac or a boulangerie or any place to buy bread or groceries or anything. We're not sure if that is going to work for us. We did live in a village that is that small in Condillac-Corbières, and we enjoyed it thoroughly, but we were only there for 2 months. We're not sure if a lifetime in a place that really has no types of shops or places to interact would really work for us in the long run. And the questions are pretty obvious. You know, if we move into a small village, would we integrate? Would we be accepted in that village? Especially because our French is very, very limited at this time. Would we need a car? And the answer to that is most likely yes. And then if you need a car, then you have to go through a French driving test to get the car, and that is in French. So there's a lot of different things that you need to start looking at as you move forward in this process. Basket number 3 is the visa process. And we have actually spoken to 2 different people and entities that actually help you go through the visa process, because it can be a little bit challenging. There's a lot of T's to cross and I's to dot, and if you don't do it correctly, it can delay the process hugely. Now, the average fee for this is $2,500 per person, so not a small amount of money to go through that process and have your hand held, so to speak. What we're finding is that despite having our hand held and paying money, we still have to navigate a lot of things that are a little bit complex. And I won't go into all of them because there's a lot of detail in them, but you do need to have a place or a resident, a post box or a mailing address for 90 days. But think about it, you can only stay in Schengen for 90 days. So there's a lot of things that are just a little bit confusing, and certainly we don't feel like we'd want to start that process until we're ready and we have actually found a home, because the process is going to be a little bit arduous. And if you truly are looking at moving to France, you'll want to be aware of the fact that they demand that for that first year of residency that you carry international health insurance, and that will cover your time in France. We've investigated this, and it's about the same cost that we pay for Medicare, which is about $300 per person per month. But certainly that is something to look into, that you don't just get free healthcare in France because you become a resident. Bucket number 4, and that's changing money. Now currently the dollar is worth about 75 pence. And that's to do with pounds. So 100 US dollars equals about 75 pounds and 46 pence. And on the euro side, the dollar is worth about 86 cents. So that means $100 are worth about 85 euros and 82 cents. This particular issue is actually quite big, because you have to send money, obviously, to France or England and have the money converted so that you can purchase something or pay for things. With that said, we are in a very tenuous climate right now globally. We have a lot of things going on in the United States that's causing the dollar to weaken. We have a lot of things going on globally as far as on the brink of some wars and things of that nature that are greatly going to affect the economy. And they are talking a lot about an AI bubble as well. So at this juncture, it's feeling like unless you absolutely know you have a house that you want to purchase, for us, we don't feel it's the best idea to change money at this time. It's interesting to note that since we've been back now for about 3 weeks, I've been getting all of the types of realtor updates from the realtors that we dealt with, and they're sending us many homes. And out of the 20 homes that I've viewed so far, 19 of them have gone down in price by 30 to 40,000 euros. So that made us feel a little less stressed out about trying to find a place, because there's a lot of homes and they seem to actually be going down in price at this current time. Okay, bucket number 5, and that's language. And we practice French every day with Duolingo, and we feel like we're making some progress, so we could certainly do a few of the niceties and probably go to a market and not make a complete fool of ourselves. With that said, we are realizing, since we've been back in England, how important language is and understanding somebody is in the common language. The biggest thing that we notice is just being able to joke with someone or tease them, which if you don't understand the nuances of a language really well, that's very, very difficult to do. And it's something that both my husband and I miss a lot. Another thing is taking advantage of things like Thursday night quiz night here in England. We certainly would not be evolved enough in our French to be able to do the same thing in France. And then lastly, we're noticing that the French love cafes, which are lovely and they're great places to hang out, whereas the British like pubs. And the pub culture is very much a chatty, everybody talking to everybody culture. So again, since we've been back, that's something that it really hit us, that we noticed would be something that we might not get if we moved to France. I will add here that I noticed a lot of people that we met in France that are either British or American had surrounded themselves with an expat community. And while that's great, you're not then really interacting with the French people. You're kind of encloistered in your community, and that's not a bad thing. It's just then what would be the difference of us living in England if we're going to be hanging out with a bunch of English people in France? Other than the boulangeries maybe, and the cafes, I'm not sure. So those are things that we are taking into consideration right now. With all of that said, we do believe that as far as the pluses for moving to France is definitely you can find a home that is much more in a bracket of affordability. The climate, especially in Occitanie, is beautiful compared to, let's say, England. And then the culture is fantastic. The people are very kind and friendly, and great culture of food and camaraderie. So in that regard, we have nothing but positive things to say. So you may ask, what are we going to do currently? Well, currently we're here in Berkshire, and we're here for the Christmas time period until the very beginning of the new year. And while I would love to go house hunting here, it is no secret that housing in the UK is incredibly expensive. What we are seeing is not affordable for us. However, we are seeing that we could rent long-term here in the UK, and there's some great properties that look really nice. So look forward to not a house hunting video, but a rental hunting video moving forward. And while the weather is definitely not as nice as the south of France, the people here are absolutely lovely, and the food is wonderful as well. We happen to really love British food. And you have the same ability living in England to do the same traveling as you would if you were in France. In other words, you can take the Channel, you can take a ferry, you can very easily fly within a very short period of time to many other European countries. So there's a lot of upside there as well. Of course, I'd love to hear your comments. What do you think? Do you think that we shouldn't be concerned about the things that we are with moving to France? What do you think about the global situation as far as monies and exchange and things like that? Please leave your comments below. People love looking at them. I want to thank you so much for watching the video today. I really appreciate it. And it goes without saying, if you've enjoyed the video, a thumbs up really helps the channel greatly. Or better yet, subscribe. We do a new video every week. Thanks again for watching. Cheers for now.